good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Deepak, consultant radiation oncology at Ranchi Cancer Hospital and Research Center. It's a Tata Trust project. And today I am going to talk on role of radiation therapy to prostate in metastatic prostate cancer is the way forward. Because this topic has been a recent debate and also is the role of radiation to prostate, especially in metastatic prostate cancer, is a very upcoming topic and has been added as a management of choice, especially in oligometastatic prostate cancer. So as we all know, we are all aware that in case of low, intermediate and high-risk prostate cancer, radiation therapy play a vital role along with hormonal therapy. But when it comes metastatic disease, systemic treatment, especially hormone therapy or chemotherapy, has play a vital role in its management. But as we all know, and we also came across the study lecture also, that radiation therapy in metastatic setting had also a very good advantage, as it caused tumoricidal effect. Also, it caused vascular remodeling, which causes tumor apoptosis and necrosis. Especially delivering the high dose of radiation by SBRT technique, it also has seen that cause anti-tumor immune response, which not only causes the local effect, but also by immunogenicity, it causes the distant tumor effect also. So this all hypothesis is implemented to means in the upcoming trials or the trials which has been done, that it is beneficial to deliver radiation therapy, means local treatment to the prostate in case of metastatic prostate cancer. So my topic, so how this concept came. So some of the seminal publications some 2-3 decades back, which has quoted that treatment of local therapy along with interferon alpha, especially in renal cell carcinoma, compared to interferon only treatment, has shown a beneficial effect. Means surgery as nephrectomy as means local treatment has a beneficial effect over adding to the chemotherapy, especially in renal cell carcinoma. So continuing the same concept, the first trial which came as for the role of radiation therapy in metastatic prostate cancer was the HORAD trial. This trial was Dutch multicentric trial, which has randomized almost 432 patients between external beam radiation therapy along with hormonal therapy compared to hormonal therapy alone. The trial was conducted between 2004 and 14, and they included most of the patients who has primary bone metastasis. As a hormonal therapy, they have been taken LH-RH agonist as a treatment option, and also dose of radiation they have prescribed as 70 gray in 35 fraction over 7 weeks, or as a hypofractionated treatment 57.76 gray in 19 fraction over 6 weeks. Their primary endpoint was overall survival, and secondary endpoint was time to PSA progression. What was seen that after a follow of 47 months, almost 4 years, there was no difference of delivering radiation therapy along with hormonal therapy in the primary compared to ADT alone. But when we dissect this case as a low metastatic burden, especially patient we have, I think, sorry for the slide, it is not proper. For the patient with low metastatic burden, which was almost equivalent distributed between the two arms, there was a benefit in median progression-free survival, means the secondary endpoint, by a month of 3 months. So this was some old trial which has included ADT as only LH-RH agonist, and also the dose of radiation was not as what we practice today. So with some newer concept came the STAMPEDE trial. This is some recent trial which is conducted between 2013 and 16. It is mainly European trial as a phase 3, which randomized a 2,061 patient between control arm as ADT alone. They have an added advantage that they gave a GnRH agonist along with, later on in the trial, even with chemotherapy. And they compared with hormonal therapy along with radiation therapy. Dose of radiation in this case was mainly hypofractionation, which is commonly practiced nowadays as 55 gray in 20 fraction over 4 weeks, or with SBRT technique with 36 gray 6 fraction over 6 weeks, means weekly fractionation. The primary endpoint was overall survival or failure-free survival. The secondary endpoint was progression-free survival, metastatic progression-free survival, and prostate cancer-specific survival. So the definition what they have chosen for failure-free survival, at least one of the failures is biochemical, local, or distant failure. And what they have defined as high metastatic burden, they have included this criteria derived from chartered study. This patient who have more or equal to 4 bone metastases with one more outside the vertebral body or any visceral metastasis. However, the percentage of patients with low metastatic burden was equally divided between the two arms, and mostly almost 90% of patients had bone metastasis in this arm, in both the arm. In unselected patient, however, after a median follow-up of 3 years, there was no difference of adding radiation therapy along with hormonal between the two arms. But however, if we do the patient who have low metastatic versus high metastatic, there was an edge in giving radiation therapy along with ADT, especially in those patients who have low metastatic burden, and that difference was statistically significant. It's also in failure-free survival in unselected patient, there was a benefit in giving radiation along with ADT by 4 months in median failure-free survival, and also 3-year failure-free survival. Failure-free survival is better in arm who has received radiation along with hormonal therapy. And this was in unselected group of patients, whether they have high metastatic burden or low metastatic burden. If we differentiate between low metastatic burden and high metastatic burden, the benefit was equal, means almost in the both the group, no matter whether they was high metastatic or low metastatic. So now, in some few months back, the long-term follow-up, this Stampede trial was published in the month of June 2022. After 5 years, they have published that with their primary endpoint as overall survival and secondary endpoint was as local intervention-free survival and symptomatic local event-free survival. What they have seen, there is a benefit of delivering or giving radiation to local prostate along with ADT compared to ADT, especially in low metastatic burden, by a difference of 12% at 5 years OS. Also, the median OS was 85 months, those who received radiation therapy to prostate compared to those who received hormonal therapy alone. So that was a quite a significant and huge difference between giving ADT alone versus giving radiation along with ADT in low metastatic burden patient. However, in high metastatic burden, the difference was not significant. That was almost equivalent. Either you give radiation therapy or you give hormonal therapy alone. In the secondary endpoint also, which was defined as symptomatic local event-free survival or local regional event-free survival, that was almost equivalent in both arms. However, it was significantly better in those patients who have low metastatic burden. Quality of life was also almost equivalent in patient who has received radiation along with ADT compared to ADT alone. Means patient didn't deteriorate even after addition of radiation therapy along with hormonal therapy. So what this Stampede and HORAD trial taught us, that local radiation improves survival, especially in those patients who have low metastatic burden, and especially the metastatic burden is confined to the bone only, or a single non-regional lymph node. But in case of visceral metastasis, it cannot be regarded as a low metastatic burden. So when again the systemic meta-analysis came, which gave a stopgap systemic meta-analysis, which evaluated both this trial, Stampede, HORAD, and also PEACE-1, whose report are not published, or they have but not yet published when this meta-analysis came. So what they saw that in unselected men, there was no benefit of overall survival, whether you give RT along with ADT compared to ADT alone, and neither in the PFS. But these were all about the unselected group of patients, whether they have high metastatic or low metastatic. But even in the unselected patient, biochemical free survival and failure free survival is better on those patients who receive local prostate radiation along with ADT. So the summary of this trial was at 3 years, there was 7% benefit in OS, and PFS and FFS, there was 10% benefit of giving radiation therapy along with hormonal therapy in low metastatic burden. However, the long-term Stampede, what they saw, there is a benefit of 12% at 5 years in terms of overall survival. So the conclusion of this meta-analysis was the addition of prostate radiotherapy to ADT has survival, progression-free survival benefit who have 4 or less than 4 metastases, especially bone metastases, without any visceral metastases. So what can be concluded with this my presentation or with all these studies, that radiation therapy to prostate, especially the primary, is a valid option in oligometastatic prostate cancer who has less than 4 bone metastases or a single non-regional lymph node metastasis which is outside the pelvis. But we still need future directions because most of the trial Stampede and this HORAD was mainly a shortcomings of this trial was they have not given appropriate dose of radiation, but we practice today as hypofractionation 60 gray in 20 fraction, in conventional fraction 74 gray in 37 fraction. This was not a part of the, means they have not included this factor and in the treatment arm. Also, the novel chemotherapy and also the modern hormonal therapy as abiraterone was not part of this part in this trial. So our future direction means piece 1 trial may answer this all with the role of radiation therapy with modern hormonal therapy. I think in the coming future we will know the answer of this question. And also this trial with the standard dose of radiation we still need to know. So thanks, and I acknowledge the organizer to giving this platform, and thank you very much, and I am open for any question if you have.